calls live. Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm gonna do some more offer calls live. I'm gonna call that same seller from Pompano Beach as a few days ago. He's been calling like non-stop. So, also, if anybody on Instagram knows how to move a stream back and make it at a reasonable distance, hit me up in the DMs. It'd be super helpful. But let's do some of these calls. This guy is a lot to work with, so we'll see what we can do. But
How you doing?
hey, Doug, it's Daniel.
Hey.
How are you doing?
All right. I
Awesome.
just wanted to call. I'm about to sell the property out there, maybe. That I want to know if you want to go in on it. In Washington.
Yeah, the one in Bellingham.
Yeah.
I think if you have an offer, I think that's going to be better. Because for us, it's just really hard to kind of plan what we would do with it. And, it's super far away from us to kind of coordinate anything.
It's not about the money. It's about what the purpose of the property is. So I'm going to question everyone what they want to do. That's what I want to know, what your dreams and expectations are.
Gotcha.
So think about it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
A video of it?
It's just, it's difficult because I also don't have many connections up that far north. If it was down like south of Seattle, it'd be a little bit different story. But up that north, I just don't really know anybody that, could help with it and things like that.
It's right near I-5.
Yeah.
5 miles away from the entrance to I-5.
No, definitely. It's a beautiful location. What offer did you get there on that property? Is it an attractive offer?
Checking with you first.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
About this?
Yeah, I just don't think it's like going to be the best fit for us right now. Maybe if we're in a little bit different market as well.
All right. How about this property?
Yeah, definitely would still love to work something out on, the Pompano Beach property. So kind of walk me through again, the lease term. So you're looking for kind of 9 months?
Probably to the end of the year, maybe sooner.
Okay.
I got to go to Washington for the summer. Couple months.
Yeah, I think we'd definitely be open to doing it, kind of till the end of the year for you.
Cool.
Giving you a good portion, like up front, so that way you have it, and just kind of holding some of it back in escrow.
Good, that's the contract.
Okay. Just a couple of things to kind of hammer out. As far as kind of upfront money, what's kind of your preference? How much do you need? So that you're comfortable for that time.
Maybe 75 or 100,000.
Okay. Okay. And then I know you had mentioned that you have the Florida room. Are we able to clean that out? I can come up there and help you clean it out if you need it.
You can rent it out.
Perfect. Okay. And then can we do like a small lease back with you on like a monthly basis?
What's that for? I don't understand.
Just basically to kind of cover some of our financing costs and stuff like that. Because we're most likely going to use hard money. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard interest rates are rising. And so it kind of just makes it, offsets a little bit of that cost that we're going to have. You know, so that with on top of the other renter, I'm thinking just like a small amount though.
Well, my portion of the rent.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not trying to do like a full like market rent like 2,500 or anything like that. But I'm thinking like maybe like $1,200 per month.
We're gonna rent out the back room. I should get half that rent till the house is paid for. Maybe you can take that as off.
Okay. And that has a bathroom, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
bathroom and a shower.
All right.
Made it that way. I put the bathroom in myself.
Okay. Cool. I mean, yeah, as long as we can rent that one, um, I think we're willing to give it a shot. So we'll do the 100K up front. We do like a 30-day closing, so somewhere like early July.
I need the money right now, some of it. About 25 or 30.
Okay. I mean, if we get it to you before the end of the month, does that work?
Maybe closer to the end, this side, because I'm going to take off to Washington, I think.
Okay.
I could use some money right up front. Maybe I can borrow it from my friends, and you could pay it back. I pay it back, and you pay it. I got to have money.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we'll try to get it done as soon as possible. Because we would basically close on it during that, and then do the holdback for the rest until you vacate. So if we get you the 100K before the end of this month, does that work for you?
You sure?
Okay.
It should be. I wish it'd be a little sooner, though.
Yeah, and I'll try to get it as soon as possible. I'd love to come up there probably next week. If we can do something like early next week.
Cool. I'll try to hold these people off. Everyone's bugging me.
Gotcha. Well, I'll send you over.
Deal.
You want me to send you over a new contract?
Pardon?
Do you want me to send you over a new contract so you and your lawyer can review?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clean up the lien part and stuff like that. I think you did something last time.
Yeah, I remember you weren't a fan of that contract, so I'll send you the like standard Florida contract. It would probably be I would imagine your lawyer will be familiar with it.
FAR bar?
Yeah, the FAR bar.
All right.
It's the 2023 as is edition, so it's like, the most recent one they have.
All right.
Okay.
My friend wanted to buy it, and he made a deal, and he said, you can stay there till the end of the year. Now we're getting close and everything. He says, well, you're going to have to pay rent through the fall and stuff. So once the deal's, we talked about it, once it's broken, I'm going to have to put him off. He's out on my trail. So if we're doing something, then he don't have any paperwork, don't worry.
Okay.
And he checked out the old contract with the attorney, and he said it's okay. The one that he didn't go through with, we're not worried about it. But we got to do this quick if we're going to do it.
Okay. Yeah, let's get it rolling then. So I'll get that sent over to you this afternoon. But do you need me to mail a copy as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your email working? Did you get your phone fixed?
Okay.
Were you able to get the phone fixed?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
If not, I'll just. What about the interest on the money you still owe? The 150,000, 200,000. Can we work something out on that?
What do you mean the interest?
Well, you're gonna give me 100,000, and then you're gonna owe me 200,000. Okay.
Well, didn't we discuss doing this at the 275?
Okay, that's cool.
And that way we don't have to
Just,
charge you rent. Um, because we'll kind of just that kind of factors it in. Um, I mean, we won't charge you interest on the 100K. Um,
you know, I see what you mean.
because basically how it would work is we'll close, so it's not really like it's not a seller finance. I think is what you're kind of thinking. Um,
Uh,
which I mean, if you want to work out a seller finance, we could also do that. Um,
we can call it even. Let's not make it any more complicated than
yeah.
it is.
And that's what I think is like best is if we do so we'll do like the 100K up front, sometime before the end of this month, as soon as we can. But we'll kind of schedule it for the end of this month, and then we'll do the 175. When you vacate, at the end of the year. Does that sound like a plan?
All right. And if I need money in the meantime, you can float me a little, right? Here and there.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, I don't think that would be, I don't think I'll need it.
Okay.
But,
Yeah. I mean, we'll work with you, and make it work. So, cool. I'll put that together, and I'll email it over to you. Um, let me see. Yep, I still got your email. So, any other questions right now, Doug?
So we'll be sure to put in it that I can stay rent-free till the end of the year, because that's going to be a point between if my other friend gets in an argument with me,
Yeah.
that's a sticking point in your favor. So put everything in that we talked about.
Okay. Yep. I will. So most of it will be in the additional terms at the second to last page in the far bar. That's where you're gonna find all of these, this discussion of it.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. And then let's plan for sometime, early next week. Once you and your lawyer have a chance to review it and you're ready to sign, let's plan for me to come up there and tour. Potentially, I'll be able to bring Drew up there as well.
All right. And one more thing. I'd like, if you can, for your benefit and everything else, I'd like you to keep that roof on there, that cement roof.
Okay.
It's underneath this tongue groove, longleaf Georgia yellow pine, the toughest wood in the world, and it's cement, inch cement by, and I sealed every seam in it, front and back. It's got 10 coats of elastomeric, probably, if not more, and we just put 2 of the best stuff on recently. No leaks or nothing in that roof, never been.
Nice. Okay.
But if you tear it off, I can't have it, exposed, while they're putting tarp paper on if it rainstorm, because there's stuff in the house. So.
Okay.
And then left with the cupola on, that little cupola on top, every roof in the neighborhood had that.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. I mean, as long as it's in good condition, it's gonna last us. I'll keep it there until we have to replace it.
You never have to replace it.
Awesome. Just have to kind of repave it.
No, you just put coating. Back in the old days, we used to just put lime water on here, keep them white, so they reflect the sun. This house stays cool with that roof,
Nice.
And I've sealed every seam in it, with polyseam seal and acrylic slurry, and we put elastomeric on top. It makes it breeze through. Every windstorm or hurricane, have to pick up all the shingles from the neighbors. I mean, you know, you do what you want, but I'd rather be dried in until I get my stuff out. It could take me back. I could come back from Washington with a bunch of money and hire people and get it done, but I have to go out there pretty soon.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway, it's good.
we'll be flexible with you, you know, and make it work. So, yeah, and hopefully it does. You know, hopefully the Bellingham property, you're able to sell it, or you know, figure out a different solution.
I will. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll let you know once I send it over.
Well,
Yeah, can you
Hello?
still hear me? Still hear me, Doug?
well,
Yeah, I just said
talk to you later.
I'll let you know once I send it over. Once I send over the agreement.
All right.
Okay. All right. We'll talk soon.
Okay, bye.
Take care. Bye. Doug, man, he's an interesting one. Heard. Thank you. Submitting now. Cool. Man, that guy's a lot to make work, bro. Some people, they want like, he originally wanted 9 monthlies back. I was like, man, that is a long time. But we got him down to, what was that, 6 monthlies back, a little bit less, 5 monthlies back. It's more reasonable. Got it a little bit, about 10%, maybe 15% deduction. So, or less than that, but 8% reduction. But ARV is pretty solid on this one, so a lot of potential on it. Finding the right buyer for it might be a little bit difficult, but we'll work it. I'm gonna call a couple of other leads that we have in the pipeline. Then we might do some more realtor calls after, just depending on if we're getting people on the phone or not. Let me see if we can get this. We've got this guy in Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't know why she got reset there. Let's see, that's like somebody messed that up. Gotta tweak some things in our CRM. Let's see if we can close him on the seller finance. He's trying to push us up to 5%, but I need to stay at 3% on the seller finance terms. Just because once I get to that 5%, it's difficult. I don't think he's factoring in taxes and insurance that you got to pay, as well as just, you know, typical standard deductions that are going to come with the property. So, but let's see what we can do with this one. 50. All right. This guy does not really respond to me, so I doubt we'll get him on the phone. But we're gonna keep calling him till we do. Those triple dials. He's not responding. Hey Joshua, checking in. So sending him a text. For some reason I'm not getting a voicemail there. Alright. Looks like Doc's our guy in Raleigh. We're going to be talking to him in about 5 minutes here. Seems like a good property. Let's see if we can get him to the numbers we need him to be at. Need to keep that open. Gonna make a note to send that contract over to Doug. He wants to use a firebar. Some of these realtors, man, hard to work with. Oh, actually, I can leave him there. Boom. Okay, so let's just actually call Doc at this point. Ah, shoot. 1933. Pull in my valuation model. Make sure I got my numbers ready, because I'm sure he's gonna try to bargain. I don't think I'm gonna go over the 3%, but I just don't think it's worth it at that point if I go over it. But essentially for the seller finance deal, I mean, we're trying to minimize our down payment. So we're trying to keep it, right now he's pretty much on board for about 15%. It's a little bit higher than I want it. I typically want to be at about 10% or less, because I know I can assign it up to 10%, but sometimes you can assign it up to 20%, especially if you have a 3% interest rate, that, amortized over 30 years with a 3-year balloon. So he'll get fully paid off at, year 3, which is also a little bit tighter than I'd like, but it's a little bit of a discount. Let's see. Hey, Doc.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how are you doing?
Not bad.
Awesome. Is this a good time to talk?
Sure.
Awesome.
I just walked in the door.
Okay. Good timing. So what did you think about the options we had sent over? Are those of interest?
Yes. My only concern, of course, was the 3%. I can understand your position. It's what I would need
and probably what we both need, but what I would definitely need is just basically a contract. I have to see how I can deal with it in regards to my cap gains. If we were to make a deal, I just have to see what would go to the state, but that's all tax issues.
Yeah.
So what do you have in mind?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that you wanted the 15%, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And so I mean that's fine with us. You know, we're typically willing to go up that high, so we'd do the 15%. You know, we'd still want to amortize the loan over 30 years just to make the payments make sense. But you know, we're fine with a 3-year balloon for you. And then, you know, we really want to kind of I think we really need to be at like that 3% interest rate. You know, just because there's other expenses, you know, obviously we're going to have taxes and insurance as well. You know, and then just the basic expenses that come with owning a rental property. So, you know, we feel like that 3% puts us at a good spot where, you know, we have a good cash on cash return that makes sense. And, you know, from your perspective, you know, so for tax purposes, you know, obviously you would have the 45,900, which would be as part of taxes, as well as, you know, say the 5 months of those monthly payments around 1,161. So if we times that, it'd be about 5,800 on top of that. So for this year, you'd be looking at, you know, right around $52,000. You know, there'd be additional taxable income.
Yeah, because you're absolutely right. And what I need to do is get that information to my accountant.
Yep.
It's not that big a deal, but it could be structured one way or another that could be beneficiary to me.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know yet. And once he has a chance to look it over, that would be fine. And then also, Terry Ewing, who's my attorney, you could just send her a tentative purchase contract agreement. She could look it over.
Yeah.
And Carrie and Jay are in the same building, so it's very easy to sort of get that coordinated.
Yeah. No, totally, and I totally understand your perspective. It's, you know, that's one of the huge advantages of doing the seller finance is, you know, the tax benefits. So, you know, going through your CPA totally makes sense.
Well, it's almost, it's almost seller's remorse. We bought it in Ken for our daughter who is at NC State, and it's been rented. She lived there with her roommates for undergraduate and graduate, and then it was just word of mouth, right? It was never advertised. And we just had a succession of athletes that were great tenants. But it's time to sell it, I think. One other thing, which may be an issue, is I've ordered windows, and that was not in the price. It's not a big deal. It's about $3,800 worth of windows, and they are custom. That's the problem. They can't really be used anywhere else. And if you could think about that, and are you all investors, or are you looking to flip it? It's really not a flippable property, so there isn't that much that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
But windows would definitely, what I was thinking is that if I don't sell it. I'll happily rent it, and I would just go ahead and install the windows and take care of it that way. So see what you can do on your end. Plus, I could have them installed, and because it is an excellent price, the gentleman who has helped us for, gosh, as long as we've been in Durham, would install the windows. And
Okay.
I will find out from Jason what that entails.
Yeah.
And or we could just leave the windows on site because shoot, it was a very good price for very good windows. Home Depot actually owed me some money, so that worked out extremely well. It's one of the reasons why I decided to just go ahead and bite the bullet and get it done. Because the windows are original to the structure.
Mm-hmm.
So they work fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're dated.
Yeah.
And they could be, and for what I was going to spend, as opposed to having like a professional replacement window company, it's just day and night. So it's not an inexpensive proposition, but this was just too good a deal to pass up.
Yeah. No, I understand, and I'm willing to work with you on it. You know, because it makes sense if they're just coming in, they're going to be new. And I remember, I think you had mentioned that originally when we first talked. So I remember that.
They actually should have arrived either today or tomorrow, so Jason can pick them up and he'll have them in post haste.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll let you kind of let me know how you want to handle it, but you know, if we want to add that into kind of the overall price or something like that, makes sense.
Well, let me see exactly what it'll be, and I can give you the options of either just leaving them on site or having them installed. And I'll get those numbers to you as soon as I can.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Now, you all are in Tampa?
No, so I live in Miami.
Okay.
I've got family over in Sarasota area. And then I think I had mentioned that my brother goes to UNC there for grad school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we were just down at Captiva. And, wow, God, the hurricane really just did a number.
Yeah.
On you all down there. I grew up in Miami, so storms were fairly. I'm familiar with hurricanes.
Yeah.
And whereabouts are you in Miami?
I live in the Edgewater neighborhood, so I'm just north of downtown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was in Coconut Grove, and
it's a super popular area
great
now.
place to grow up.
Yeah, it's growing like
South
crazy.
Florida. I miss the water.
Yeah, I live like
do me a favor,
minute from the water,
would.
so
Go ahead. Do you have you need my email?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. It's D-O-C, dot Merritt, MERRITT, at Yahoo. And then as soon as I get it, I can look it over, get it over to Carrie and Jay. And they're thorough but prompt. And so
Okay. Awesome.
they should have information for me no later than Friday.
Okay. Perfect. And I mean, no rush on our end, but I know that you want to get it moving, so you know, I'll make sure.
Well, what would you all like to do as far as the property is concerned?
You know, typically we say, you know, the sooner the better. You know, but we can be flexible to kind of your time frame and stuff like that.
Well, okay, let me see about, like I said, the windows and get a decision on that. But in as much as that it is free and clear, Terry's got all the paperwork in regards to deed prep and stamps. And she can just pull the taxes and pull that together with, there isn't that much to it. And
Do you want to use
if there's,
her as the title
Go ahead.
company?
well, she's very good, and she's very, well, she has helped us for, 20 some odd years with different things. And like I said, she is thorough. I trust her completely, and she's extremely reasonable for what she does.
Okay. Yeah, and if she has all the documentation, that's fine with me. So I'll leave that title company spot blank, and we can go through her as well. Make it simple.
Okay. All right. Is your brother still at state, or?
Yeah, so he's got one more year. He's in Georgia right now, but he's got one more year there. So.
What department is he in?
He's, I don't even really know too much. He's doing his MBA, getting a business degree. Probably like.
Good for him. Yeah, our daughter finished up and got her MBA at state and just had a great time.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send your information if you have any questions. This is actually a very good time
Okay.
to catch me. And it's, and if I have any questions, I'll get back to you and we'll see what we can work out.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds like a plan. I appreciate it, Doc. Any other questions or anything like that we should go over? Or?
Not at the moment. I'm sure something will pop up.
Sure.
But at the moment, no, I'm fine. And we can get,
Cool.
I'm just looking over some notes here. No, I think we're on track.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll have some things after, your lawyer and CPA review and kind of give some feedback. So, we'll work around it and try to figure out what works best, and we'll just keep moving forward.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and let's see what we can do.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
Very good.
Thanks, Doc.
Good talking with you.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Cool. Actually went better than I was expecting. I didn't think he was gonna bite on that one, on the 3%. I thought he was gonna stay firm at the 5%, but the 3% makes a pretty good deal. So that's clutch, big time clutch. Oh, my guy Joshua responded. The guy that we were trying to call earlier in Tallahassee. Said 100K cash as is, needs a new roof to get insured, needs bathroom and kitchen updates. Nothing else I can or need to tell you about. Ooh, spicy. That's cool though. Let me pull him up. Let me see if I can text him actually. He wants 100K for it. I don't think I can get that high for it, honestly. Alright, so we're moving him to offer pending. Shout out my boy Dax. That's a lead from his lead generation company, Newly. That Raleigh deal is. So, pushing forward with it. We will see if we can get it closed. Seems like we're on the right path, and I think the guy, likes me, and he's super logical guy, and when we're talking seller finance, that's like a good guy to be partnering up with on that. we'll send the house we wrote an offer on. A realtor, the offer that we submitted in Fort Walton Beach. So basically I have a realtor, Christine, she's awesome. She basically sends me a couple properties every week, 2 or 3 like flips that are been on market for 100 plus days, 90 plus days, things like that. I send her my number, and then she, puts the contract together and sends off the contract. Super easy working with her. But she's asking if we're planning to wholesale the house, or the listing agent is asking that. So I'm being honest with her and saying, honestly, between you and I might. Just depends on the deals we have that month. Telling her she can present us as flippers, like it doesn't really matter. As long as we close on it, who cares? But that's a property that was on market for 123 days. Doesn't need a ton of work, but like it definitely needs some cosmetic updates. And so, she sent it over to me. I sent her her numbers, and we've got a contract out there. I think that one actually might get accepted. But I like to be transparent with at least the realtor I'm working with. The other realtors, I'm gonna call a few more realtors. While I was comping my property in Fort Walton Beach, I saw 2 other properties that were on the market. I noticed that they had just recently sold, and so I was like, well, I might as well call these realtors and have that conversation. So let's see if we can get them on the phone, and then we'll hop off for the evening. You can see. You get like if anybody knows tech and is watching, knows how to zoom out my Instagram live, hit my DMs or send me a message somehow. I would love to chat and figure out how I can move it back. So, but let's dial this dude. Alright, so we got 850. Make sure I'm going from the right number. 6481. Hey, is this Justin?
Hey, speaking.
Hey, Justin, this is Daniel Ochs with Bayshore Brokers.
Who?
Daniel Ochs. I had a question about one of your listings.
Okay, which one?
Yeah, 305 Hollywood Boulevard Northeast in Fort Walton Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a client that's interested. They're interested in purchasing more creatively. And wanted to see if there was opportunity to take over a mortgage as part of the purchase.
Not on this one.
Okay. Do you have any others?
We get about 3 or 4 of these calls a week, but yeah, they're not interested in doing that on this one.
Okay. Any other listings that you might have that might be an option around that Fort Walton Beach area?
I've got one in Crestview, but it's going to require 25% down.
Okay. I think that's a little bit higher than they're trying to go. I think they're trying to stay around 20% or under. So.
Okay. Well, if they could do 25%, I got one impression for you.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind, and maybe I'll reach out. I'll talk to them first and see if it's worth checking out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Justin. Have a good one.
Hey, bye.
Typically, I would take that lead and kind of look at it, but Crestview is just, it's too rural. I don't really want to spend time out there. But that's chill. Yeah, like if it was like Panama City or somewhere like that. These realtors up there in the Panhandle, they kind of just cover like the Panhandle. It's kind of crazy. That's another guy. I got another realtor who always sends me deals, lots of seller finance deals up in the Panhandle. Awesome guy to work with. He sent me a text earlier today, as well as another property that was like at the $1 million price range in Panama City. So I might have to give him a call, make him an offer, but I got to run some numbers on it, honestly. But let's see, we're going to call this one other lead. Yeah, this one looked like, so they're selling at $310 right now. They dropped that price down there in February. So 117 days on market. They had originally originally bought it at $260. So there's about $50K in equity, they think, but they've been on market for a long time. In this one, they're actually saying first-time homebuyer or investor, because this one does need some work. It's pretty outdated. They've redone some flooring and stuff like that, but the kitchen's 80s style kitchen. It's probably original. Maybe they painted it once. Black appliances, black and white appliances. Doesn't look bad, but it's just not. Yeah, that's my girl, Christine. I sent her that text about, hey, it shouldn't matter though, present us as flippers. And she said, yes, sir. It's honestly not the listing agent's business between you and me. She's got my back. She knows what we're doing, but she's fine. I was like, what the heck was that? I was emptying my ice tray. It was melting it because it got like frozen over. And so a lot of it just exploded down, I think, into my sink. But let's do this one last call, and then we'll hop off. Again, we're going for like kind of more creative deals here. This one we may be able to offer cash as well. Just make sure I got the right phone number. See, where can I call from? If for some reason my thing's not letting me call. 585. What's going on? This phone number, what is going on? My app needs a reload. There we go. Just need to exit out, refresh the app. See what we can do here. 117 days on market, so.
With American Realty, and currently I'm away from the phone or with a customer. However, your phone call is very important to me, so if you'll leave your name and number and what it concerns. I will be more than happy to return your call as soon as possible. Thank you and have a great day.
Hey Bruce, this is Daniel Ochs with Bayshore Brokers. Was giving you a call about your listing in Fort Walton Beach, 347 Okaloosa Road Northeast. Have some clients that are interested. They're kind of considering between like a cash offer and seeing if there's like a creative opportunity here. So wanted to discuss with you a little bit. Feel free to shoot me a text or give me a call back. Would love to discuss when you have a minute. Thanks. All right. Cool. That's all we're about to do for today. But again, if you guys have any deals or properties in Florida that you want to talk about or need help with dispo or locking up, putting under contract, happy to help. And again, if you know anything about tech and streaming and Instagram, hit me up so I can fix this depth. But have a good one, everyone.